Previously on Survivor Branford. The first visit to tribal council by the smugglers left two of their members feeling on the outs. Steven sought to understand why things went the way they did, and found a lifeline in Ryan. Stephanie meanwhile went scorched earth, trying to sow seeds of doubt among the alliance of four. A second straight challenge win allowed the Mariners time to both continue searching for their elusive idol clue, and time to allow the general mistrust of Dennis to linger. Leading up to tribal council, Stephanie's efforts were beginning to take hold, as both Ryan and Haley began to lean towards voting Michelle out to break up the grip that she and Sam had on the tribe. When the votes were counted though, it was the smugglers pulling together as one to eliminate Stephanie, in an attempt to rebuild their earlier tribe unity. 11 are left. Who will be voted out tonight? Okay, so for this next challenge, we just need to elect a leader. So first things first, huddle up and decide who that's going to be.
If it's like leading, like commanding, like you probably the loudest voice. But if it's leading in terms of like instructions on like a puzzle or something, you want something that's, you know, it's different skill sets.
That's a good point. Let's do that.
Damn, we have to decide this before.
Alright, smugglers who have you chosen, come on up. Mariners, Dennis, come on up. Everybody else, please drop your box. Alright, we are swapping things here. What I need you to do is pick a member of the former Mariners to join your new smugglers tribe. Alright, Lisa, you are now a member of the smugglers. Dennis, I'm sure you've figured it out by now. Choose a smuggler to come join you on the new Mariners. Ryan. Okay, Ryan. Okay, Lisa. Now you need to pick somebody from the opposite tribe that you were on. Ryan, I need you to pick one of the Mariners to join your tribe. Oh, Ralph. Michelle, one of the remaining Mariners to join your tribe. Okay, looking very season 7-esque over here. Ralph. Okay, so Haley, you are automatically on this tribe. Steven, you can choose between Pat and Danny to join your tribe. I'll choose Pat. Pat, come on over. So, new smugglers, new Mariners, tribe Danny. Danny, how does it feel? You are not on a tribe right now.
No, I don't feel like I really knew anyone on the other tribe, so.
Alright, well I'm going to come over here and keep you company. So, I have good news and bad news for you. The good news is you are not out of the game. You are still very much in this game. The bad news is that you are not going to participate in the challenge and you will automatically join the losing tribe and go to tribal council with that tribe. Now, however, you still have a decision to make. If before the challenge, you don't have any idea what the challenge is going to be, if you can predict which tribe will win that challenge, when you go to tribal council, you will have individual immunity and cannot be voted out. You're going, but will you go with immunity or not depends on this decision. So which tribe do you think is going to win this challenge?
I feel like the smugglers.
Smugglers?
Yeah, I really didn't expect that. I feel like I've been pretty good at these challenges. I've made a few alliances. I don't know, maybe it was just the luck of the draw and I ended up here, but I really don't feel like this puts me in that bad of a position. You know, I still have a 50-50 chance of being immune after this. I thought someone would pick me.
The new mariners have chosen to kidnap Haley, with Ralph and Steven doing the rapping, while Pat was stolen by the new smugglers, Lisa and Sam on duty.
Survivors ready? Go!
Both tribes taking a minute to get that clingy plastic off the roll. Ralph and Steven still working some of the kinks out. Lisa settling into a good rhythm. This is a race to wrap the victim with the entire roll first. Whichever tribe doesn't is going to be handicapped in the second phase, with both more to unwrap off their tribe mate, and less that the other tribe has to unwrap off theirs.
Alright, Sam, you ready? Take it.
Sam getting creative trying to wind the plastic through Pat's legs. That may surprise the opposing unwrappers later on. Layer after layer going onto each of the victims on this hot summer day.
There you go. Go higher up to the shoulders. Danny clearly rooting for his smugglers.
His other shoulder though. He's missing one shoulder.
Mariners stuck. Ralph in to help rectify the situation. And jostling Haley as he tries to make up ground.
200 feet worth of plastic.
How big this one? How long is this?
And now the Mariners' roll rips. Restarting, it's going to cost them some time. Ralph trying to undizzy himself. Funny as it looks, I believe that does actually work. No slowdown from Sam as he alternates going up, down, and all around. Both rolls well over halfway gone. Which tribe will claim the advantage of finishing first?
Done.
Done. Stop.
Nice job, Lisa. Nice job, Sam.
And now the plastic-wrapped castaways will hold tight as the unwrappers step in.
Go.
Lexi and Michelle with a good system of bunching up the removed plastic, while Dennis and Ryan going the slower route and ripping strand after strand off. Once free, the plastic will have to be placed in the bucket before the kidnapped player can start tossing the beanbag. Michelle and Lexi in rhythm, that plastic is flying off. Dennis and Ryan still struggling to keep up, and even worse news is that there was more plastic on Pat than Haley.
Smuggler's getting close. Mariner's not quite there yet.
Guys, keep going. Almost there, almost there.
No,
Under the
it's
arm.
on the unwrap.
Go.
Alright, everything to the bucket.
Haley gonna get a few tosses in before the Mariners are even able to begin.
Move it more to the right.
Yo, Michelle!
How much of a learning curve will the tossers have to navigate?
Longer. Far to the right.
How was that? Too hard.
Too hard, but right on target.
A little harder.
congratulations on your win. You've come together as a new tribe. Smugglers, I'm sorry I can't say the same for you. Danny, yes, you get your wish. You get to join the smugglers. However, since you picked them to win the challenge, you will not have individual immunity at tribal council with them. So go ahead and join your tribe. Welcome, Danny. You guys can head back to camp.
Bomb throw! Well done. You literally missed it by like a foot on the first one.
I know.
Sunk the second one, dude. Props.
It was a beautiful sound, I'll tell you. I like these guys. Yeah, no, I'm glad Steven picked me. Like,
Yeah.
because I actually really did want to like work with him and Ryan specifically.
Okay.
Like, he seems like he's like a real game. You know what I mean? And Ryan, of course. Like, I think between the two of them, like, there's a lot of like good options to work with.
Okay, yeah, I mean, our options are obviously like our old tribe has a 3-2 advantage, so if we went to tribal, we could giant. That's kind of an easy way to keep ourselves safe.
I'm still like, you know, uneasy about the way that Ralph plays the game.
And don't really know where his loyalties will lie after like a merge. Yeah, like if I could be pretty confident Ryan and Steven would be loyal, like I think it would be a really kind of fun group to play with. Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of open to like, you know, my old tribe is like 3 to you guys too, but like I would potentially be open to working with you guys if you want to work together. It's probably good for your game to work with me, like when we get to like a merge. So that swap went about as poorly as it could for me. I had my final 4 alliance and they're all in the other tribe, and I'm with the 2 tribe members that voted for me to go out. So I really am very open to working with Ryan and Steven. I'm hoping that it's okay, so I have the option of sticking with my 3 old or going with this new group of 3, and not that everyone's just gonna gang up and go for me. I don't know how confident I am in any of the 4 of them.
Hold on, so does everyone want Dennis gone?
I still want Dennis on because, like, personally, I think he's a schemer, and I'm really not a fan of schemers. I'm a much straight arrow.
Yeah. You feel good about Pat?
Pat's actually a really good guy, but I think he's too easily convinced.
Yeah.
And I think Dennis can play him, and I think Dennis knows that. That's my only concern. I'm honestly thinking I might be on the chopping block if we lose the next challenge. I like Steven, I like Ryan, but I think that they're too easily going to be swayed by Dennis to get me out as well. So I think my closest ally right now would probably be Pat. I think me and him are on the same wavelength, probably about Dennis.
No, Dennis is smart. There's a reason. He almost won last season.
I think Dennis might be worried because you both voted for him.
There is a reason why I'd like to get Dennis out.
Yeah, and I get that. I'm more interested in trust than challenges. He's trying to pit people against each other.
Really?
I think he's trying to steer it towards you, Ralph. He's not like gunning for you, but he's kind of like nudging it that way. Yeah. I mean, I assume he figures it's you or him.
So here's my plan.
Okay.
Me, Ryan, threesome. I'm worried about Ralph joining that powerful group based on connections he made before this shakeup. And I'm always worried about Dennis.
I would be down for that.
Ralph's been very honest with me in our chat. Dennis maybe isn't. But Ralph joins that group after a merge. I'm not part of that group.
Yeah.
And I can't become part of that group.
I was leaning Ralph. He doesn't want to think steps ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to him, that's conniving.
Yeah.
But to me, that's like you're not respecting the game if you're not playing it to win in the long term. You know?
This new tribe turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Ryan, who my alliance was with, came with me, and I feel really good about Pat too. I'm feeling the best I've felt since we started the game. You, me, and Pat could be good.
You and Pat, I think, is really good. I think
Ralph goes first, and then Dennis.
I agree.
Steven and Ryan want to work with me, and then on the outside of that trio is Ralph and Dennis. If it comes down to it, Ralph is the one who's got to go. Still genuinely, honestly, like to work with Dennis going forward, because I think he's a good asset, but he would probably be airbag number 2, let's say. Steven floated by me. He said you guys were talking about you, me, him.
Cool with that.
I was thinking even before the game started, like, you and Steven, I would have liked to work with.
No, I did too.
I literally, your game was the one I studied when I was like trying to figure. Yeah, to me it was like, okay, if you want to like get an impression of what it's going to be like out there, watch what Ryan's doing.
Okay.
So,
wow.
I really think, yeah, similar thoughts. Yeah.
Me be my protege.
Yeah. Ralph or Dennis, I feel like knowing Ralph, he's actually probably the better pick.
I think voting Ralph out would actually be a bit better to break up the dynamic a little, and just, it would also show that, like, hey, you and Dennis didn't vote together before, but we're willing to change things. The game's fluid.
Surprisingly kind of happy with how the swap turned out, you know? Very happy to be here with Dennis, be here with Pat. It's actually kind of Steven, even though we didn't vote together the first vote. I think we had 2 really good chats during the last round about working together going forward. So I think I definitely have some angles on this tribe. I feel like I'm in an okay spot. One step closer to the merge, one step closer to victory.
If it's us 3 and it comes down to a vote, it's between Dennis and Ralph.
I feel like Ralph is like the closest thing to like a safe bet. One thing I wanted to ask you about now that we're by ourselves, and also now that the circumstances have changed entirely, you really know nothing about this bid?
I honestly don't know nothing about it.
Do you think that it's even with our tribe anymore? All I've said about Ralph, he is a fairly sincere guy, it seems like.
I don't think he has
Yeah.
Dennis, do you know, did anyone find the clue? Or do you have a suspicion? If we pull the table apart, it could be...
Like in between the tables?
Yeah.
We each have 3, like our old alliance. So Lisa and I were really good. So we've been together. Danny, we've been good with. I would say like it's easiest to vote off the new people, but like at the same time,
trying to figure out what was going on. Pretty much really set in stone yet.
Lots to figure out here, huh?
I know. Lots to figure out.
No, I feel like I was just getting a grasp of stuff that was going on in my whole team.
Same. Kind of disappointed with how that challenge went. I feel like I kind of let my team down a little bit. It was very tight. I was like, I can't breathe right now. I'm getting a little claustrophobic, but once they like untie me and everything was fine. Hoping I can make some new connections with the other tribe, see where their heads are at.
Teams were just like split in half.
like I think that like you guys had a good like relationship between you, Michelle and Sam, and then the 3 of us had a good relationship. Yeah. You and Lisa. So.
I mean, I feel like I just got the rug pulled out right under my feet. I had some really good alliances on my old team. I feel like I was all set to get to the merger, no problem. This is really different. I have to start forming more alliances and understanding people's perspectives, and I have to put all the work back in, throw away everything that I've just done.
So I had to give you, because I think like at some point I wanted to entertain working with you strategically.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick Lisa for that challenge because I know that last season she was like a powerhouse. So I want to work with her. I'm in the predicament. I can't vote Haley because I feel strongly with her and I gave her my word. But now if I vote Danny out, Sam's a big target and he's the only guy. And now girls power together. Like it's a tough dynamic.
I was close with Lexi. And I feel like I wanted to join in on that.
I feel like I would want to work with you.
Yeah.
And see what we could do together.
This tribal swap has really kind of thrown a wrench in my plans.
I feel like if I am going to make it on this tribe, I need to pair up with some of the original smugglers. I think that Sam and Michelle might be the people that I have to put my faith in. I think me, Sam, Michelle, and Lexi could have a really strong foursome. I know we were good on the last tribe. And I was saying we were too.
I was kind of saying that too.
So I think we can make a tribe 4. I think me, you, Sam, and Michelle could be really strong as a 4.
I agree 100%.
I think we could, if we go to the merge as 4, we'll definitely like have each other's back and can be strong. I mean, I obviously would prefer Haley out over Danny.
It's kind of tough because it's split. Like the 3 that were on the other team were good, and then you 3 were good. So it's like
The question is, like, do we have a better relationship with Danny than they have with Haley?
I think we're all in a very tough position. I think the 3 people that came from the Mariners team were pretty solid, and then the 3 that came from the Smugglers team have been pretty close too. So I think right now we're in a really tough position at like a crossroads. I think everything's just really up in the air right now. I'm not sure how things are gonna go.
I felt most comfortable with Sam. And then she said she felt most comfortable with
Yeah,
me and Lexi have the type thing going on, so.
So who's the odd man out?
I think Haley and Danny are the 2 odd men outs. I think Danny may be a better competitor, like in the challenges. I don't want to get into trouble again.
Yeah, that's true. Somebody mentioned your name. Somebody mentioned Danny's name. I'm staying away with you. I'm not ready into the process of elimination.
Yeah.
If Danny goes out, now you have a girls' alliance possibly. Like,
What was your relationship with like Haley? Like, how trustworthy is she for making the decision between Danny and Haley?
I think she's loyal.
I guess the question then is, who do we think is better for our gameplay, Danny or Haley?
That's a good question. Like strategically for you, would you want to get out a guy to have 4 girls, 1 guy? Me.
That's not really playing into it right now with me. It's like, who do I think will I be able to trust more going forward?
Like, I don't want to put Danny out because then you guys are giving majority. So I need you to promise me that you're not gonna vote me out next.
How many shells you got?
Get out of here. I'm literally giving you an advantage right now.
It didn't sound like Sam was gonna vote. I mean,
It's just the sad reality of the game.
I feel like they're gonna target me if we don't go after Haley.
That's what at least what we're thinking.
Why would you vote out one of the girls? That's a best case scenario for you if I'm the only guy.
Yeah, but it's the same argument that you're gonna give me for keeping Haley is the same argument that I'm gonna give you for keeping Danny. Again, Lisa vote Danny out. Then it's you 3 versus us 2, and you can pick us off 1 by 1.
I know you and Michelle would vote Haley, otherwise we're going to rocks, and it's one of the 4 of us.
Fate decide.
I feel like we're in a game of like chicken here.
It seems like a game of who's gonna budge first. I'm insensitive with Danny.
Them too.
She said that her relationship with Danny was more loyal than my relationship with Haley.
They don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not putting Haley's name down.
Okay, no, I'm not either.
If they vote out Haley, then they just pick me and you. Like
Right.
Because the 3 of them clearly would have their alliance.
Screw it. We're just gonna stick with our guns.
Okay. I was working with Haley and Sam.
Okay.
And then I know on the previous team you were with Lexi and Lisa. So it's like we're kind of in a predicament here, you know?
Yeah.
And then like I know you guys all have a ton of shells like from I still have the 2 shells I started with you. So like,
Okay.
like
If we can do this consensus, if someone that was in your alliance, I'll give you a shot. Would you prefer if we wanted to vote for Haley?
I worry that if we lose again, that it's just like okay, well now it's on your stand.
Yeah, but that's why we
You
have
know.
to have the strongest competitors.
I wish
after the
Dennis
first
was here.
round.
We have such an
So-
easy vote. I'm so Danny was like, I'm willing to give you a shell if you vote out Haley. First off, 1 shell. Jim gave off 7 shells at the very beginning for guessing a number.
Yeah.
First off, let's just like say 1 shell is nothing. And second off, no, because if we lose a number right now,
Then
and
you'll
we
be
lose
down.
another challenge,
Yeah.
we're down. And I said, I gave Haley my word, I'm not writing her name down in this vote, and I stick to that. So I think right now, from what I gathered, they're gonna put 3 votes on Haley. We're gonna put 3 votes on Danny. We're gonna be split, and hope that one of them will budge. If not, Sue and I each have a 25% chance.
I'm a gambling man.
I really don't think Haley has the idol, and I think that it's a better game move for as a group of the 4 of us. I think Danny was like hardcore committed to me and Lexi, and will definitely vote the way we need to.
I'm telling you right now, I like Sam and I have the same relationship with Haley. I don't foresee Sam.
It's the 3 of us. You mean Alexi versus their alliance. Like I offered Michelle to vote for Haley. I need to use these cards right now.
I'm really trying to pull Sam and Michelle in.
It's tough to get them to kind of flip on their own alliance, obviously. But I've been like going back and forth between Michelle and Sam, being like,
You need you to be my ally.
I'm trying.
I'm not feeling that safe right now. We have the 2 main alliances from each of the teams before they combine, and I'm trying to break apart theirs. In reality, I don't think they're actually going to break their alliance, and because I've been trying to sway people towards someone, it's going to make me seem threatening.
We just need to decide, like, as a group of 4, like, what's the best for us going forward. So as long as we're solid with, like, each other.
I think Danny's been pretty good with challenges too, for the most part. So I think it might be in our best interest for voting purposes to do Haley.
I think so too. I mean, right now we know it's going to the revote because you and Sam keep saying that you will not vote out Haley. Me and Lexi keep saying that we don't want to vote out Danny.
Okay, but so the only issue that I have with Danny is that there was something going on with Dennis.
That was because Dennis said at the tribal council, any new player that doesn't vote for me, I'll give them a shell. Danny has actually shown that he's anti-Dennis, which I think is great. I support fully.
Sam and I, like, our perspective is that if we lost Haley, what's to stop you guys from just we losing our challenge? It's a 50-50 now between me and Sam.
It's not 50-50, it's Danny then, next. We have no qualms about keeping you 2 over Danny.
But then why do we need to keep Danny in this challenge?
Why do we need to keep Haley? It's the same argument.
Well, we'll see what happens, I guess, and hope somebody kills, because otherwise it's gonna go to rocks and it'll be a 25% chance.
Either way, it's the same argument. Like, you're giving me the same argument I'm going to give you about Danny. Yeah. So it's like one of us is going to budge at least a little bit.
I just don't want to go to rocks.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I don't want to either.
New smugglers, same story with this tribe. 3rd straight time I've seen you at tribal council. Let me start with Danny. You backed these guys. You said they're winning this challenge, and they didn't. What was it that you saw in this group that made you think that they would pull it out?
I feel like this group is more strategic. You can just try that out. I think other teams got lucky with the
Lisa, how do you think the tribe shakeup did for your game? Are you happy with this result?
It's definitely tough coming in 3-3. Trying to make new alliances where I can and try to look back to my game.
Sam, how do you manage through a swap? So you have to consider a lot. Old alliances, new alliances, what you want to say about what went down at your old tribe. How do you balance all that in such a short period of time?
That's a good question, because it's a lot you have to handle in terms of forming new connections and also figuring out how strong your alliances are from the original tribes. I think this is going to be a question of loyalty, and you have to be able to adapt.
Haley, we're looking at a 3-3 split here, you and Sam with Michelle, and the other 3 from the other tribe. How do you kind of come together as one tribe right now? Or are we just playing strictly down those lines and it's just a matter of who's going to blink first?
I think it's so hard.
Lexi, do you think a tribe swap is the right time to become more aggressive as a player and kind of set things the way you want them, or to actually take a step back and let things happen and hope you end up on the right side?
I don't know. Normally I would say, like, my game plan in the past has always been to kind of take a step back and see what's going on. But when you only have such a short amount of time to make, like, such a tough decision, like, I think you're forced into being a little bit aggressive with making new connections and seeing where everybody else is at.
Michelle, looking around at this tribe, from your perspective, there must be a lot of familiar faces here. People from the original tribe, people from last season that you got to know a little bit, and then there's Danny. So is that factoring into your decision at all? Danny, do you think there's any possibility at all that someone will vote against someone on their original tribe at this vote right now?
there's a chance people are willing to break alliances.
Sam, if you had to do it to know you'd survive, would you turn on your original tribe right now?
No.
Is there anybody that would seriously consider that? Is there anything anyone would like to add before we get to the vote? All right, Lexi, you're up first.
I'm sticking to my guns. I'm a loyal guy. I play this game loyal. go through all my life loyal.
I know Sam is prepared to go to Rocks. I'm not a particularly lucky person, so I'd like to avoid that at all costs.
If anyone has an immunity idol and you'd like to play it, now would be the time to do so. Correct, this is this final. Person voted out will be asked to leave tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Danny. Danny. 2 votes, Danny. It's 2 votes, Danny. 1 vote, Danny. Danny. 3 votes, Danny. 1 vote, Danny. Fourth person voted out of Survivor Branford. Danny. Danny, that's 4. That's enough. Just bring me your torch. Danny.
Yeah, I feel like towards the end, that's how it was going. You can tell that people were lying to me and trying to avoid me. I don't know, I feel like I was a little bit of an underdog just because they didn't choose me for their team in the first place. And I probably went a little too aggressive by trying to actually decide someone and break up their alliance first. Oysters, I'm gonna give all mine to Lisa.